Hi, this is Chef Janie Pendleton, and today I'm going to teach you how to make blueberry jam. And this is the cooked method, and this is the water bath can method as well. We're going to start out by putting 4 cups of crushed blueberries, and I just used a potato masher to crush these. And we're just going to get all these good blueberries out of here. Yum. And we're going to bring this up to a simmer. And we're going to stir every once in a while here because we do not want this to burn, especially on this glass cooktop. It's easy to burn. We're going to add to this 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. With blueberry jam, just like strawberry jam, you can omit the lemon juice. But I like the flavor. I like to add it. Okay. We're just going to bring this up. Make sure you use nice fresh fruit. You see any mold on anything, discard it. Okay. Now we're just going to simmer this with the lemon juice for about 3 to 4 minutes. Meanwhile, in my canner, there we go. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. I have my strawberry jam, and we have 7.5 minutes left on that strawberry jam. We have our lids here, and it's in hot water that we put on low and then turn back off. You do not want to boil the lids, okay? And if you want to, you can go ahead and take these rings out once you get them nice and hot. And in here, we're keeping our other jars nice and steamy wet, ready. We want to keep these nice and hot. We don't want to put any hot liquids into cold jars, okay? That's a very big mistake. You could crack your jars, okay? And also, you never want to put your jars onto a cold countertop. Always use a pot holder or a cloth. Okay, our blueberries have reduced just a little bit. We just cooked them for about 3 or 4 minutes here. And we're just going to keep that in a nice simmer. See that where it's barely bubbling? And to this, we're going to add 1 package of Sure Gel or some sort of gel, fruit pectin. And then, and fruit has its own natural pectin. Some people don't even add it. They just add the sugar and let it naturally set up. And that's fine. When you're cooking jams and you're canning, that's fine. My strawberry jam here is almost ready. We got about 50 seconds left. But we're going to go ahead and stop the camera because we're going to put the fruit pectin in. And then we're also going to add about, almost, not quite, a tablespoon of real butter. That's unsalted butter. And then here I've pre-measured out 4 1/4 cups of sugar. Now the recipe on the Sure Gel package calls for 4 cups, but I had a little extra fruit in here, and I've been canning long enough and making jams for 30 years, so I know how to adjust things. So I added another 1/4 cup into this for that other, because I was just a little over 4 cups on my berries, and I didn't want to keep just a couple of berries on hand. I guess I could have ate them in my cereal tomorrow, but I went ahead and cooked them up. Okay, there we go. Now meanwhile, we're just going to let this cool down till it quits bubbling a little bit here. And we're going to process these, by the way, for 10 minutes in the water bath. Here we're just adding our package of fruit pectin. And we're going to let this boil for another 2 minutes while we remove our jars, our strawberry jam, from the canner. If you get this going right, you can just keep this going. I can can like this all day, but my feet start hurting. Okay, so we're going to let that boil like that for a few minutes. And we're also going to add our tablespoon of butter. Going to stir that in there. Look how deep and rich those blueberries were. Just beautiful. Okay, we're going to turn that down just a little bit. And we're going to let that cook for just a minute. Meanwhile, this is calmed down to where we can go ahead and remove our strawberry jam. Oh my goodness, look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? Okay, I hear you. There we go. That means the blueberry jam is ready for the sugar. No big deal. Okay, and we're just going to continue Ooh, that's nice and hot. We're just going to continue to remove the strawberry jam from the canner. That, my friends. Okay. Oops, I forgot to add vinegar to my canning water. Always add a little bit of vinegar to your canning water, and that will keep your glass clear. Now I'm going to have to wash them in a little bit of vinegar and water, but that's okay. That's no big deal. When it cools in 48 hours, you'll want to remove the lids off your jelly jars. Make sure that they're dry, because you can see here, these lids right here have a tendency to rust just a little bit. So you want to make sure you do, because you don't want any water between this little lip of the rim here and right in there, because it'll cause your lid to rust and failure of your food. Now, I've been canning for over 30 years, well, about 30 years, and just little tricks of the trade. My ex-mother-in-law, oop, there you go, a pop. Did you hear that? My ex-mother-in-law taught me quite a bit about canning. So, but anyway, where's my vinegar? You could put a little lemon juice in this as well. That would keep the... Ooh, I love that sound. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's go ahead and let's add our sugar. Okay, so we're just going to add our sugar into our blueberry mix. We've turned this down to low, so you never want your jam to burn on the bottom, especially when you're cooking like I am on a glass top. Okay, we're just going to blend in that sugar really well, and then we're going to boil this for another 1.5 to 2 minutes. And then we're going to ladle this into our hot, very hot sterilized jars. Remember, hot liquid, hot jars and jam, hot water. Never mix glass with cold and hot. That's a big, big no-no. Oh my goodness, this is already setting up. Oh, look at that. Blueberry jam. Isn't that look so delicious? I'm so excited. Look at this. I love blueberries, blueberry muffins. And now I can just toast me some bread in the morning and throw some blueberry jam on there, and it will taste like blueberry muffins. Oh my gosh. And my strawberry jam is to die for. Oh my gosh. These are all worthy of 4-H entries so far. My apple butter was the only thing that went a little thick, and that's because we had an emergency and had to leave the house. And I just left it in the oven for 8 hours instead of the initial 4 or 5 that I normally go. But it still tastes really good, and it got almost black. It was so dark. It's the darkest apple butter I had ever made. And I've been making apple butter for years. That's probably one of the first things I ever did. Was my ex-husband's mother taught me to make apple, or his grandmother taught me, Mama Purcell. She taught me how to make apple butter. I still remember her wiping the sweat off her forehead while she was shucking corn, cutting corn to put in the freezer, and she'd use her little apron and wipe off her forehead. And I still have a clothesline. I still hang my clothes outside. My mother's side of the family was Amish, so still got all of those roots in my blood, I guess. Okay, this will slowly come back up to a simmer. We don't want to rush it. Crank the heat up here just a little bit. We do not want to burn the bottom of this, especially with the sugar in here now. You do not want a burnt taste to your fruit. That's not good. It's not good at all. I'm so excited. Isn't this yummy? Look at this. Come in with the zoom on so I can do this without it steaming up. Oh my Lord. Oh. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to let this do its thing here. And the water has come down a little bit from that boil. That's a good thing. And then our jars are ready to go. So since this is almost ready, we're going to go ahead and get our jars up right here. Normally you can just turn your jar upside down like this, and the steam will just do its thing. But right now I'm going to turn them up right, because I need to be able to lift them out of here with my tongs. Okay? We're just going to continue to keep that in the steam canner. Continue to let that steam in the basket until we're ready for them. Okay, this is starting to boil. This makes for a really good tart filling as well. I make my own. I'm gluten-free, so I have to make my own Pop-Tarts and things. So the strawberry jam, I mean, I even make pumpkin butter. Ooh, you hear that? Ting! They're popping over there. That's 3. 3 and 2 to go. Yes, I count them. Some of them might have already popped inside the canner, but... Okay, that is so rich. Look at the coloring on that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, oh yeah. See, it's fogging up just a little bit. It definitely needed the vinegar in the water. We have hard water, so. Alright, so I will try to post my recipe for strawberry jam. My camera wasn't working when I made it, so I didn't get to post it. But I will tell you basically what I did here for my strawberry jam was I crushed 3 cups of strawberries. And then I added to that 4.5 cups of sugar. I added to that 1/2 of a dram, one of those little bottles of strawberry flavoring. Okay, and I'll show you those to you in just a second. And I added just a little bit of red food coloring because I like a bright red strawberry jam. And you can omit the last 2 ingredients. And then I just did the same method that I'm doing here for the blueberry jam. Okay, same thing. It's just a matter of learning what you like and how you want to do it. As a matter of fact, right here, ooh, look at that. Blueberry muffins. Okay, I love blueberries. Can you tell? I get excited over things like this. Okay, so right here's what I use. I use 1/2 a dram of this little strawberry. It's called Loran oils. I don't know if you can read that or not. I don't think that's wanting to come into focus. But anyway, that's the strawberry oil that I used. And I think I do have a blueberry in here. I'll have to find it. I got lemons, raspberries, ooh, strawberry, lemon. I got all kinds of flavors in here. Here's cherry and orange. Ooh, where's my blueberry? There's root beer. Cheesecake. Oh my god, the cheesecake is so good when you're making cheesecakes or cookies that you want to taste like cheesecake. Oh my gosh. I would definitely suggest to pick up some candy making oils. Here's blackberry. Now I didn't put any of this in my blackberry jam because I used other things, but that would be really good. Yeah, I always pump up the flavors on my jams. And everybody wants to know why I win blue ribbons? No, you know my love. Here's sassafras. Ooh, sassafras jam. I wonder if anybody's made that yet. I'll have to go online. Here's a little cinnamon oil. You can add a little cinnamon to your jam if you like. I guess I didn't get the blueberry. Ooh, I disappoint myself. That or I've already used it up. Okay, well, no blueberry oils here. Blackberry must have been what I was thinking of. Ooh, I got red licorice. More red licorice and banana cream for banana cream pie. Delicious. Well, nope, that's a no. Okay, more banana cream. So, I guess I'm not going to add anything else to it. Okay, so our time is up on this. It's had plenty of time to simmer away here. Alright, now we're just going to remove this from the heat and we're going to carry it over. Okay, and we're just going to let this, oh, my finger's in the way. And we're just going to let this calm down for a few minutes and then we're going to bring over our jars. Now with the jars, we're just going to pick them up, dump them out, okay? Don't use plastic, be sure and use glass. And make sure you're filling this in to hot jars. And we're going to fill this up to about 1/4 inch from the top. Just like that right there. Okay, and we're going to continue to do this, and then we're going to put the lids on. Be right back. Okay, and this is why you don't want to use one of your best rags, one of your best tea towels. Okay, so in here we just have some hot lids and some very hot water. And also, what we're going to do here is we're just going to take some of this hot sterile water and we're just going to go around here just like I did with the strawberry jam and like I did with the apple butter and everything else you've seen me can. And especially these blueberries, because they have little bitty seeds in the blueberries. I'm sure if you've ever rinsed blueberries and they have little stems. So you want to be sure and do this 2 or 3 times. Roll it over, get it wet again, go over it again. Ooh, there was the last pop there on the strawberry jam. Excellent. Okay, they all sealed. I love that sound. Don't you just love that sound? Okay. Now, again, the trick my mother-in-law taught me. Put your finger in the hot, sterile water and go around these rims. Double check, make sure there's no cracks. Just as if you were making music with your crystal glass. Just kind of go around there. Feel for any cracks or anything like that. Plus that extra hot liquid helps make a better seal. I'm going to reach in here and grab one of our lids. And we just want to finger tighten this. Now once you have finger tightened this, be sure and grab this by the neck with a jar lifter. You never want to grab this by the lid or the band, because that can cause damage to the seal, okay? Now we're just going to sit that in there. We already know how much water we need because we already have done this. Okay, but you want to make sure you have about between 1 and 2 inches of water. I usually go about 1.5 inches over the top of your jars. Okay, and we're just going to continue. I'm going to continue to put my little finger there of wet water. Okay, we're going to put our lid, make sure it's centered. Check our band, make sure it's okay. We check everything as we put it on. And continue to do this until we get the canner filled up. And we're going to process these in a boiling water bath, just like I did for the strawberries. You watched me do those a minute ago. We're going to bring it up to a nice rolling boil. I mean, not really hard rolling, but just bubbly all over. That's when the timing starts. And we're going to do this for 10 minutes. Shut the water off, let them rest for 1 minute in the canner bath till just till it starts to calm down, and then we're going to remove them over into the rag, onto a nice clean towel. Remember to keep these out of a draft, and you should hear these starting to pop almost immediately. Check them within an hour, and make sure the top of the lids aren't bouncy. They should have a thud to them instead of a ting. They should sound like a thud. And we'll be back, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, our water's boiling nicely, just like that. Keep the lid on. We've got a glass lid here again so that you can see through it. It's okay if it has a steam vent, that's fine. Just make sure you get a nice boil going throughout the whole thing. Adjust your temperature if you have to, that's fine. It should just stay at a steady boil. You should be able to walk away from this and just keep this at a steady boil. And then we're going to set our timer for 10 minutes. Oops, for 10 minutes. And we'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, our timer is done. To turn off the heat, pick this up and remove this from the heat. Be sure not to drag it across your glass. You can't scratch your glass. Same with your canner, your regular pressure canner. We're just going to let this calm down for about 30 seconds to a minute. Just like I showed you to do with the strawberry jam. See, that calms down pretty quickly. Okay. It's perfect. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to remove the jars. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that in the light. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, that's beautiful. Ooh, there's my little Lexi down there playing. Oh. Stay out of Mommy's way. She just got out of her cage. There we go. We tip off the water. And we just continue to sit these up here. And I'll be right back. Okay. And here we have it. They're already starting to pop. This made 7 half pints of blueberry jam. Isn't that gorgeous? Look how deep, dark, and rich that looks. Oh, did you hear that? That was a pop. Oh, yes. Oh, whoa, did you see that? That popped right in front of our eyes. It's the first time I've gotten that actually, I think, on film. Let's see if we can see any of the other ones pop down. This one over here is about ready to go. That's pretty neat. Ooh, I love that sound. Oh, there's another one. There's nothing like it. And what you can do is about an hour from now, you just want to push down on these. You don't want to touch them now at all. And you don't want to retighten the lids either. That's a big no-no. Unless you have the those new plastic lids with the rubber rings, you don't want to do that. This is just the good old-fashioned way of doing it. And this is the way, you know, they have the Tattler lids. There's another one pop. Did you see that? They have the Tattler lids, and after you get them out, you're supposed to crank them down after a certain amount of time. I've never used them. This method's always worked for me. I rarely have one that hasn't worked for me. So yeah. This is Chef Janie Pendleton on how to make my blueberry jam. You know, I think I'm going to enter this one in the 4-H fair. It is absolutely delicious. Enjoy. Oh, Lexi. Lexi, say hello. Say hello, you got your alligator? Say hello. She squeaks it. Oh, there went the other one.